Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Val Arkush, Chair of the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners, and welcome to our COVID-19 press briefing for Wednesday, June the 3rd, 2020. We are now halfway through the 13th week of the COVID-19 pandemic here in Montgomery County. Since our press release yesterday, there are 97 new cases of COVID-19 reported in Montgomery County, which brings us to a total of 7,221. These positive cases are the result of a positive test for the virus, not from the antibody test. 9 of these cases are from long-term care facilities and 88 are from the community. These positive individuals are from 31 municipalities. 61 of our 62 Montgomery County municipalities are home to individuals with COVID-19. These individuals range in age from 4 months old to 98 years old. And as always, you can check our municipal map at moncopa.org/COVID-19 for an updated listing by municipality. Today we have 48 females and 49 males. 2 are known to be hospitalized, 3 are at home in isolation, and 92 are unknown. I'm also saddened to confirm that 3 more Montgomery County residents have lost their lives to COVID-19, which brings us to 702 deaths confirmed positive from COVID-19. 2 of these individuals died in a hospital, 1 in a long-term care facility. They ranged in age from 44 years old to 91 years old. Overall, we have 376 females and 326 males overall. The racial breakdown for those who have we had that information self-reported: 17 Asian, 3 Asian Indian, 2 Asian Korean, 87 African American or Black, 237 white, and 356, this data is unknown. In terms of probable deaths, and as a reminder, those are individuals whose death certificate has COVID-19 listed as a cause of death, but we do not have laboratory confirmation that they did have the coronavirus. We have 112 probable deaths added to our 702 positive. That is a total of 814. Now, again, as a reminder, if we do get a positive lab test for any of these probable individuals, then they would be moved to the positive or confirmed column. Before I go on, I want to ask Dr. Al Wong, who's our Regional EMS Director, to join us to pay respects to a line of duty COVID-19 death. Dr. Wong?
Thank you. And on behalf of the Montgomery County leadership and Department of Public Safety, we would like to express our sincere condolences to the family, friends, and fellow Philadelphia Fire Department members of firefighter Eric Gore, who passed away yesterday from COVID-19. Firefighter Gore was only 48 years old and had served faithfully as a member of the Philadelphia Fire Department for over 24 years. He joins the ranks of other local first responders who have lost their life to COVID-19, including paramedic Kevin Bundy, Police Lieutenant James Walker, and EMT Jeremy Emmerich, all of whom have passed away from this disease. First responders bear an unusually heavy burden in response to this pandemic, and it is our sincere appreciation to them for being calm professionals in the face of these adverse times. For those of them who have given their lives out of service for others, we thank you for your ultimate sacrifice. Rest easy. We have it from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wong. All right, moving on to our hospital bed situation. That continues to improve, which is great news. Today, the number of hospitalized COVID-19 patients is under 200, which is a continued decrease over the last several days. And approximately 25% of these individuals do require ventilators. In terms of our long-term care facilities, we still have 94 facilities that have positive reports of COVID-19 among their residents or their staff. These cases continue to be tracked and can continue to be of concern to us, but fortunately, the total numbers are moving in the right direction. As we have reported on a daily basis, we now have a cumulative total of 1,996 cases among residents and 707 cases among staff. Of our confirmed positive deaths, 591 of the 702 confirmed positive deaths of Montgomery County residents that are from long-term care facilities, which represents 84% of the total confirmed positive deaths. We are staying in close contact with these facilities. We did make a visit along with the CDC team to a couple of facilities last week. I think that visit went well and was helpful, and we continue to provide support to these facilities as needed. But as I've shown you with our numbers, and we just did an updated graph on Friday, the numbers from the long-term care facilities are much, much reduced, and we are so thrilled that we were in that position. And we continue to offer support and guidance whenever needed. And just want to thank everyone who is working at these facilities. It has been a very challenging situation for them. And we are so pleased and grateful to see that it's moving in the right direction. Some updates on our Montgomery County Correctional Facility. So as you recall, we tested all inmates and staff at the correctional facility on April 23rd and April 24th, 2020. And at that time, we identified 171 inmates who tested positive for the coronavirus out of 942 inmates tested. Since that time, one inmate from the group that tested negative for the virus began showing symptoms of COVID-19 and tested positive. So based on that, we went ahead and we retested any inmate who had previously tested negative. That testing was undertaken on May the 21st. A total of 716 inmates were tested. All results have been received on the inmates, and 90 inmates, or 12.6%, have tested positive. These individuals have been isolated and their contacts quarantined. All inmates that have tested positive for COVID-19 are currently stable. All staff at the Montgomery County Correctional Facility were retested on May 28th and 29th. Of the 390 tested, we have 184 of the tests back. To date, 5 correctional facility staff are positive and 6 of the medical staff are positive. All are in isolation and their direct work contacts are in quarantine. A couple of updates on our community testing. So beginning tomorrow, June the 4th, any person who needs or wants to be tested for COVID-19 is welcome to visit any of our county testing sites. So we believe we have enough testing capacity now that we do not have to limit the tests to those who have symptoms or are known to have had direct exposure. So starting tomorrow, if you believe that you need to be tested or you want to be tested, we welcome you at any of our county sites. As a reminder, these sites are no cost to the individual. They do not require a healthcare provider's order, and we will test individuals of any age. Our sites include our Pottstown Walk-Up Community Test Site. It's located at our Office of Public Health in our Pottstown Health Center, located at 364 King Street in Pottstown. Testing is available Monday through Friday from 11 until 1, weather permitting. To register for an appointment in Pottstown, call 610-970-2937 starting at 8:30 in the morning of the day that you would like to be tested. Our Norristown walk-up community testing site is located at the Delaware Valley Community Health Center, also known as the Norristown Regional Health Center, at 1401 DeKalb Street in Norristown. And testing is available there Monday through Friday from 11 to 1, weather permitting. To register for an appointment in Norristown, call 610-592-0680, starting at 8:30 a.m. the morning of the day you would like to be tested. In both of those locations, there are Spanish-speaking operators available. Now, our Montgomery County Community College drive-through site is also open, and they did have to close early today. I think all of our sites had to close early today because of the weather, but everything is going well there. For the dates inclusive of April the 16th to May the 30th, we've now tested at our community sites 8,073 individuals. We've received results on 7,754 individuals, which represents 96% of the total. 1,083 of these individuals have tested positive. So for 37 days of testing, we continue to run 14% positive. The appointments at the drive-through site in Whitpain at the community college will open tomorrow morning, Thursday at 8 a.m. Appointments can be made online starting at 8 a.m. at macopa.org/COVID-19 under the green County Testing Information button, or also beginning at 8 a.m., you can call 610-631-3000. And then there are additional sites. Both CVS and Rite Aid are offering no-cost testing at several different locations in Montgomery County to those who are 18 years old or older. You can see an updated list of locations at macopa.org/COVID-19 under the County Testing Information button. Click on Testing Sites Map. Now, I have another announcement for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday, June the 4th, will be our second no-cost food distribution opportunity in Montgomery County. Tomorrow's distribution will take place at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center. The address is 100 Station Avenue, Oaks, Pennsylvania, starting at 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. or as long as supplies last. This food distribution is being coordinated by the MACO Anti-Hunger Network in conjunction with Feeding Pennsylvania and Philabundance. I want to thank Upper Providence Township, the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center for hosting us, the Montgomery County Department of Public Safety for all of their logistics coordination, and several other county departments that are assisting. We have a number of volunteer groups that will be helping out tomorrow that I'd also like to thank. The Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, also known as RSVP, the Montgomery County Medical Reserve Corps, and the Montgomery County Animal Response Team. This food is being provided at no cost through the United States Department of Agriculture Coronavirus Food Assistance Program and will consist of 2 boxes of food for each vehicle. This is a 6-week program designed to support both our Pennsylvania farmers and our Montgomery County residents who are in need. 3,000 boxes of food are available for distribution tomorrow. This week, there are 1,500 boxes of mixed dairy and 1,500 boxes of mixed fruits and vegetables. All foods not distributed will be dispersed to local food banks in Montgomery County. This week, we'll offer a limited supply of dog food, cat food, and cat litter. This is a no-contact food distribution. All participants will be asked to stay in their vehicle with the windows rolled up and to follow the prompts from the volunteers. Anyone in need is welcome. You do not have to be a Montgomery County resident to participate. There's no identification or paperwork required to participate in this program. And you can get more information about this week's distribution and future distribution at the Mako Anti-Hunger Network website, and that is www.montcoantihunger.org. So that's montcoantihunger.org. And then finally, I just want to remind everyone that we will be entering the yellow phase on this Friday, June the 5th, and that our goal is a responsible reopen. Just a quick reminder that under the governor's guidelines, telework must continue where feasible. In-person operations can commence, but must follow all business and building safety orders and guidelines that have been put out by the Pennsylvania Department of Health. And we do have a link to that guidance at our Data Hub website. Childcare and summer camps may open, but must also follow guidance for those activities. Restrictions at congregate care settings and correctional facilities will remain in place. That means that the correctional facility and long-term care facilities cannot have visitors. Obviously, schools will remain closed. Large gatherings of more than 25 people are prohibited. So up to 25 can gather with social distancing, but no more than 25. Restaurants are able to open, or continue, I should say, with carryout and home delivery, and if they're able to accommodate it, outdoor seating, but no indoor seating at restaurants. In-person retail is allowable, but curbside or home delivery is preferable if that is possible. Now, in terms of what cannot open, no indoor recreation such as a gym is allowed to open. No health or wellness facilities like a spa or anything like that. No personal care services, no salons, barbershops, nail salons, no theaters, no casinos, any indoor arts venues at this point. So as I mentioned earlier, the County Department of Health and Human Services, together with our Commerce Department, has collated guidance on reopening and operating with the coronavirus in our region. That guidance is available online at moncopa.org/COVID-19 under the green guidance button, which you'll see at the top of the page. And as we move into this yellow phase, our focus will be to keep this curve flat so that we can continue to operate, continue to move forward, get folks back to work, get our kids back to school this fall. And so the county has put into place quite a bit of infrastructure to help ensure that that happens. As we've discussed, contact tracing has begun, and we are already close to doing about 50 traces per day, and that team will continue to grow over the next week to 10 days. We have plans in place to identify and assist in hotspots or disease outbreaks and help individuals who need assistance during isolation or quarantine. Our testing is now expanded to anyone who wants or needs to be tested. All of our county hospitals have capacity in both regular and in intensive care beds, and ventilators are available. And our cases are slowly but steadily decreasing. So now this is where you come in. Remember that all of this can only do so much, and it is going to be on every one of us to remember that we still have virus in our midst. We must each take personal responsibility for our actions. Any one of us could have the virus, have no symptoms, and be contagious. So we must remember to cover our sneeze or our cough, maintain good hand hygiene, keep our distance when we're out in public, particularly in indoor locations like a store or other place of business, and wear a mask to help protect you and those around you. Most importantly, those around you, if you are one of those people that has the virus, has no symptoms, but is contagious. And talking about masks just reminded me that it was time to give another shout out to our Make Masks for Montco group. This was a Facebook page that we started many weeks ago now in response to the fact that community members needed masks and had no idea where to get them. So at this point, this completely volunteer group has distributed over 23,000 cloth masks since the group started up in March. 90 people have been making masks or have made masks in the group. I think some folks are pretty tired of making masks, so if there's some new volunteers out there, I think that they would welcome you. There's over 2,500 members on this Facebook group or in this Facebook group. 702 direct requests on the group page for masks have come from families, individuals, and organizations, and that is still happening. And in fact, just in these last 2 weeks, child care centers are really looking for masks for their staff and extras for children, it's because some families just don't have access to the masks. So there's still an ongoing need here in the county. So if anybody's interested in helping out with that, it's a Facebook group and it's called Make Masks for the number 4 Montco. Make Masks for Montco. And then finally, before I turn over to Commissioner Lawrence, some of you may have noticed a little storm that blew through today. I just want to give you a quick update. This is actually a very significant and serious storm, even though it was fairly brief. Our Director of Public Safety shared the following update with me just a few minutes ago. This is from Director Tom Sullivan. We are aware of 2 fatalities at separate incidents in the county related to this storm. During the hour of 12 noon to 1 p.m., there were 1,537 911 calls. And so I know some people were concerned that they weren't able to get through to 911, but it was simply an issue of that kind of volume. It is difficult to accommodate. When you do call 911 in a situation like that, don't hang up, stay on, because if you hang up and call back, then you just end up back at the end of the queue. So it's better to just try to stay on. All trained 911 telecommunicators from our staff were put into the 911 center, filling every available phone line and position. There were a number of serious fires across the county. The roof of a 7-story apartment building blew off, leaving 150 units uninhabitable. It does look like some areas may be without power for several days, and numerous nursing homes are now on generator backup. So although brief, it was an extremely serious event, and we are, of course, so sorry about the 2 fatalities, and I don't have any other information beyond that. And with that, I will turn over to Commissioner Lawrence.
Good afternoon. I'd like to give a brief update on our primary, which was held yesterday. Due to the pandemic, it was not a typical primary. We needed to follow CDC social distancing guidelines, ask poll workers and voters to wear masks, and make sure we regularly clean voting equipment and stations so that we were able to give voters a safe environment to exercise their right to vote. So I want to thank all of our poll workers and many county employees who came through under very difficult circumstances to help execute a successful election day for our residents. I would also like to thank our Department of Public Safety for staffing the 5 additional drive-up drop-off locations for ballots on election day. So here's just a brief rundown. Yesterday we had 88,688 voters who came out and voted at the polls yesterday. And as of this afternoon, we have 112,853 mail-in ballots that have been scanned in as received. And as some of you may know, due to Governor Wolf's executive order, we can continue to count mail-in ballots that come in until June 9th, as long as they were postmarked by yesterday on June 2nd. So we will have additional ballots. We had quite a few come in today that will be able to be counted now because they were postmarked by June 2nd. So Voter Services is working hard to tabulate all the ballots and until June 9th due to the extension. Preliminary results can be found at www.montcopa.org/voter services, and then look under election results. And all votes cast at the polls have been entered, and then the mail-in ballots will be entered gradually as well. But if you go there now, it will show you what happened at the precincts at that. And that concludes my report.
Okay, I'll now turn over to Commissioner Gale.
Thank you, Commissioner Arkush. I have no comments related to COVID-19 presser today. Thank you.
Okay, then happy to take any questions.
So we are joined this afternoon by Carl Hessler from the Pottstown Mercury. Carl?
Hi, Commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I have a couple election questions. Were there any problems reported at the polls among the people who voted in person? And do you know how many provisional ballots may have been requested for this election?
I don't know, and if Lee's on and wants to answer the provisional ballots, if someone knows, that's fine. But it was a relatively quiet election day. There were some normal election day things that happened, but overall, it was a relatively quiet day at the polls.
And okay, does Lee have any information about the provisional ballots?
Yeah, Carl, not yet. The provisionals will be counted later in the process. They'll all be counted by hand. So we know we have quite a few, but we don't yet know what the number is.
Okay. The extension to receive the mail-in ballots, will that change the date that you will have to have this election certified? So will that also be later?
Waiting on an answer on that, Carl. I suspect it will, but I don't have an official answer on that yet. That one yet.
Okay. I believe that's everything I had on the election. Yep, that's it.
Any other questions?
There are no further questions.
All right, so tomorrow, Thursday, we will issue a press release, and then we will be back virtually on Friday afternoon at 3. Thank you, everybody.